caste and untouchability. Gandhi's goal for society were mainly three: eradicating untouchability, maintaining the Varna distinctions of the caste system, okay, and strengthening tolerance, modesty, and religiosity. In India, Gandhi believed that one way of reinvigorating India was to wipe out untouchability, which he considered to be a pernicious practice, preventing millions of peasants from realizing their dreams and aspirations. It was incompatible with Swaraj. She said that if any Shastra propounded untouchability, that Shastra should be abandoned. She, however, supported the Varna system. He believed that the laws of caste were eternal and were the base of social harmony. In the India that Gandhi visualized, each village would be organized around the fourfold divisions, with every member of society doing his or her own duty, as there would be a complete system of reciprocity. According to Gandhi, no one would be subject to feeling of difference in status. Most looked forward to an India exchanged by socialist revolutions that would bring to an end the traditional social hierarchy with its caste system. In its place would come an egalitarian, casteless, and classless society. Subhash Bose completely rejected social inequality, okay, and the caste system. He spoke in favor of intercaste marriages. In his public speeches, Bose spoke vehemently against untouchability. He was inspired by Vivekananda in his belief that the progress of India would be possible only with uplift of the downtrodden and the so-called untouchables. Women, in Gandhi's words, to call women the weaker sex is a libel. It is man's injustice to women. Gandhi played an important role. In uplifting the status of women in India. Gandhi was instrumental in bringing women out of their homes to take part in the struggle for freedom. It was, as scholars point out, the most radical of the ideas. It involved bringing women out of the Pardha, a system that was prevalent among Hindus as well as Muslims. At that time, it involved the possibility of being jailed and thus being separated from their families. These were steps that were revolutionary for those times. Apart from bringing women into the struggle for Swaraj, he vehemently opposed various social ills affecting women like child marriage, the dowry system, and female infanticide, and the treatment of widows. He considered men and women to be equal and declared that men should treat women with respect and consideration. However, in the matter of the roles of men and women, Gandhi would be regarded as patriarchal and traditional by present standards. He wrote in 1937, "I do believe that women will not make her contribution to the world by mimicking or running a race with men." I do believe that woman will not make her contribution to the world by mimicking or running a race with man. She can run the race, okay, but she will not rise to the great heights she is capable of by mimicking man. She has to be complement of man. Again, in 1940, he wrote, "What whilst both are fundamentally one, it is also equally true that in the form there is a vital difference between the two. Hence, the vocations, the two must also be different, differ her duty of motherhood. Reverse qualities with man need not possess. She is passive, he is active, she is essentially mistress of the house, she is the breadwinner, she is the keeper and the distributor of the bread. She is the caretaker in every sense of the term, the art of bringing up the infants of the race is her special and sole prerogative. Without her care, the race must become extinct. Gandhi considered women to be the presiding deities of the home. It was their dharma to take care of the home. It was dharma. If they do not follow dharma, the people would be totally destroyed, says Gandhi. However, Gandhi also said that dharma did not imply brutish behavior from men, treating women as chattel. Women should not tolerate ill treatment from their husbands, but he did not ask women to walk out of their homes and launch agitations. Okay, personal or public against their plight or satyagraha within their exploitative domestic environments. He did say in 1940 that domestic slavery of women is a symbol of her barbarism, and she should be freed from this incubus. He also wrote, women may not look for protection to men. They must rely on their own strength and purify of character and on God, and did Draupadi of old. Clearly, his ideal woman, as Judith Brown observes, was not the modern woman free of that restraints imposed on her physically, socially, and economically by virtue of her being born female. He drew his symbol of his ideal woman from the figure of Sita, who bore patiently and bravely all the injustices happens on her by Rama. Gandhi preached female virtues of bravery and independence and a capacity to bear suffering. The model he offered to Indian women was the virtuous and faithful wife, says Judith Brown. Subhash Bose had a more robust view of women, differing from the German national scientist, socialist, Nazis, and the Italian fascists, who stressed the masculine in almost all spheres of social and political activity. Okay, Bose considered women to be the equals of men, and thus they should be prepared to fight and sacrifice for the freedom of India. He earnestly campaigned to bring women more fully into the life of the nation. In the presidential address of the Maharashtra Provincial Conference in May 1928, he declared the status of women should be raised and women should be trained to take a larger and more intelligent interest in public affairs. It is impossible for oneself of the nation to win freedom without the active sympathy and support of the other half. When a Congress president in 1938 Bose set up the planning commission, he insisted that there should be a there should be separate planning commission for women. This commission was chaired by Rani Lakshmi Bai, by Raja Wade, and was to deal with the role of women in planned economy and future. In the later in 1943, he called on women to serve the soldiers in the Indian National Army. This was the most radical view. He formed a women regiment on the INA. 1943 named the Rani of Jhansi regiment. Many women were enthused to join the regiment commanded by Captain Lakshmi Swaminathan Segal. After marriage, while those less suited to combat duties were employed as nurses and in other support roles, the majority were trained soldiers. They were given the same treatment as the men and received no special privilege. In Bose's view, women should be given a high position in the family as well as society. He believed in female emancipation, in liberating women from age-old bondage to customs and male-made disabilities, social, economic, and political. He wanted women to get all-round education, including not only literacy but physical and vocational training. He was all the for abolition of Parda and also supported widow remarriage. Women, he said, should also be made conscious of their social and legal rights as well as their duties of citizens. Next we discuss education. So thank you friends. Next we discuss